I think it was around the same time when I don't know why I've just been on a real big Space Dragon kick. But,
You love Space Dragons.
Who doesn't love Space Dragons? But I think it was, we had a phone call with her manager about the artwork direction for this record.
Mm-hmm.
And I just blurted out, I was like, Space Dragons. And everyone just kind of starts laughing. But now, sure enough, I think our finest album cover to date.
I got to agree, bro.
Courtesy of our legendary buddy Quinn. He's just a solid, incredible human.
Yeah. And
a heck of a painter. And so he's really leaned into this incredible realism in most of his paintings. So when we approach him, we're like, hey bro, I know you've been painting these incredible waves from the East Coast lately. Can you paint us a space dragon?
I think he gets a kick out of it because it's like an escape from what he does every day, right? Yeah. So it's like he gets to turn on another part of his brain and escape a little bit into the fantasy of it. I feel like it's been the coolest experience to embody these characters from our lore. I play Blackstar. Kevin plays these guys from the Ebb and Flight, the Dragon Riders. Perhaps he's the leader of the Dragon Riders. Perhaps. To be continued. But it's been really awesome to see how things evolve in the live setting. When we did the Apocalypse live video, we were so grateful to be working with Luke Perron and Jake Gunhouse. And they've been amazing.
Two talented and handsome lads.
They are two talented and handsome lads. And they've been so incredible at being so creative and coming up with a lot of this lore that kind of cements itself into the mythology, which is super cool. Like the Dissenter. The Dissenter, exactly. It started out as this cool character, the Histomancer, I think Luke called it.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And I was like, man, this is incredible. This scroll is so sick. What Jake has written on this scroll is so cool. I think we have the scroll behind us.
Yeah. It kind of came out like the day before, maybe it was 2 days before the shoot. We were all talking about, because like this amazing spoken word piece, that Cody delivered on the record. And we were looking around. We were like, who's going to do this? Who do we bring in? And, of course, Luke's brother, Dom, who's, just an absolute legend. He's a brilliant musician himself from the band Afraid.
Yeah.
And a fantastic, voice actor, right? Really delivers, with great gravitas. And
great vocalist.
Yeah. So we handed him the scroll, as it were. And he just delivered it with so much gusto, and it really just elevated the whole piece, I think. And it was just so fun how we can throw out those ideas, like a day or two before the shoot, and you're like, can we deliver? And it's my favorite part of the whole 20-minute video, I think.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But some cool piece of info about that costume. Like Luke actually picked out most of those pieces, and he wanted me to wear them for Blackstar in the beginning, and I was like, I don't know, it feels like too cumbersome to be sitting behind a drum kit with like that robe and everything.
Yeah, no, that was
maybe it was.
So instead, you had giant spiky shoulder armor.
Yeah, so giant spiky shoulder armor instead. Well, that was all because of Jake just crushing it. We're like, dude, we need something for Blackstar because Cody's not wearing this robe and kind of being a pain in the butt. And Jake's just like, yeah, no problem. And the cool thing about Jake is like you can ask him a question like a day before and he'll be like, yeah, no problem. And he'll have like 6 designs like 20 minutes later and then it'll get done somehow. He's like an absolute weapon. So he crushed it on helping get some of the body armor to the next level, to the final stage for Blackstar. And then like the makeup was super last minute too, which was crazy.
Yeah,
Megan Forrester, she was awesome.
That was just a good friend of Daniel Walton's, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just like last minute, like we just happened to be talking and with Dan, and he was like, like I know someone, I think.
Yep.
Texted her on a whim the day of the shoot. She was like, so what do you want? And I was like, oh. And we were watching like Watcher of the Skies with Peter Gabriel like just a couple days ago with Dan and Adam.
The glow-in-the-dark makeup.
Yeah, and I was like, well, this is a cool reference. And then like Darth Maul or something. I was like, this would be cool.
That really is it's kind of the perfect halfway point between Watcher of the Skies and Darth Maul, though. It came out fantastic.
She killed it. And it made this really iconic character. And there was no real deliberation or thought that went into
yeah,
it.
it's literally the first time any of us saw the makeup was on the Apocalypse live shoot, and it definitely. I think it's the first time we've pushed further into that cosplay element. I think we toyed with it on the Context video shoot, and I feel like I found my character, right, the character of Kaladar, was one of the leaders of the Dragon Riders.
Oh, he is the leader, bro. You're
one
good.
of the.
No, he's the.
It's too much responsibility. I can't handle that. Put me in these boxes, man. I can't handle. No,
get in there, give him out.
Too much pressure. I'll just ride in the back, just hang out with the lads. You know, have a little dragon cookout, smoke a little lamb. You know, it really did feel like I'd kind of found a costume and a character that I felt really comfortable embodying all the way back on the Context video shoot.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have the time, energy, budget to kind of revisit that on future projects. And I don't know if even the music really demanded that. And it really wasn't until we turned up the theatricality on Apocalypse. And a big reason we were able to embody that more was by the choice to kind of embrace that 80s Genesis thing and bring in extra members. And it's been really nice performing with Daniel Walton and Adam Enrig on the last headline tour.
Yeah.
And, you know, it gives Cody and I the chance to look at what most traditional musicians actually have to do on stage. And it's been eye-opening of, you know, like, again, like going back to Ollie, our manager, he's always just like, you guys make it so hard for yourselves. Why do you guys have to work, you know, Disney? We're like, what are you talking about? And then we have a chance to, you know, Cody can just focus on vocals, or I can just focus on guitar, and I don't have to worry about bass and keyboards and Taurus pedals.
Yeah.
And it's remarkable how much easier it is to kind of like put on a bit more of a theatrical show when you have two guys that you can rely on to hold the rhythm section together.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
Yeah.
It's very liberating.
Yeah.
You know, singing without drumming is like, it's like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
You can move around and like have fun. Like, not that I'm not having fun, but like I'm sure you can relate when you're tied to the Taurus pedal. And you can't really. I mean, you still manage to run around. But
the only thing I'm thinking about is when,
right. Yeah, exactly. And same thing with the drums. It's like, okay, just don't lose your beat. Remember the lyrics. And even then, it's hard to get that right. But hey, we try.
You put enough delay and reverb on, no one knows the difference.
But yeah, it was a game changer. But I think also something that added to the experience, that elevated it with the theatrics, is honestly working with Luke Perron, because not only is he an amazing videographer and director, he's also a great DM, a great friend, and to be able to collaborate with him on this level is super cool. Like, we're all kindred spirits. We're all nerdy as hell. And so for someone else to get all your crazy Lord of the Rings Dune references and to like dig into those spaces conceptually when you're picking out costumes, and when you're plotting how the visual element is going to go, and
when you drop a hey, Mouth of Sauron vibes, and he's like, say less, and then he just runs with it. That is really special.
Like the whole Mouth of Sauron thing was so cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that was his idea, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And so it's quite the blessing to be able to work with your friends and to be able to bring these crazy fantasy sci-fi visions to life.